that it's dreamlike. Surrealism means that it's dreamlike, bizarre, unreal. Surrealism developed in Europe in the aftermath of World War One. The subject matter focused on dreams and subconscious mind. Artists made use of automatism to bypass the conscious thought and focus on improvisation. The artists used juxtaposition, which is the combining of unexpected objects to create visual contrast. The use of juxtaposition can create a sense of humor or unease in the viewer. Artists painted unnerving, illogical scenes, sometimes with photographic precision, creating strange creatures from everyday objects and developing painting techniques that allowed the unconscious to express itself. The movement was started by André Breton. Some of the famous artists are Salvador Dali, Rene Magritte, Max Ernst, Frida Kahlo, to name a few. At the time, the movement was associated with the political causes such as communism and anarchism. It was influenced by the Dada movement. The most important center of the movement was Paris, France. From the 1920s onwards, the movement spread around the globe, impacting the visual arts, literature, film, and music of many countries and languages, as well as political thought and practice, philosophy, and social theory. The group aimed to revolutionize human experience in its personal, cultural, social, and political aspects. They wanted to free people from false nationality and restrictive customs and structures. Breton proclaimed that the true aim of surrealism was long live the social revolution and it alone. To this goal, at various times, surrealists aligned with communism and anarchism. Freud's work with free
Freud.
association.
It's Freud. It's not Freud. Now Freud.
Freud. Freud's work with free association, dream analysis, and the unconscious was of utmost importance to the surrealists in developing methods to liberate imagination.
Okay, good. The points that you have given, we'll be discussing more points later, but whatever you have written is fair enough. Okay, and the mention of Freud in the last paragraph, that is also very important because Freud played a very important part, not consciously. Freud had himself nothing to do with the movement, but the practitioners of surrealism were, but how they were and why they were influenced by Freud, that you have not mentioned. That we'll be discussing later. But whatever but what I feel, you could have gone more into the aesthetics of surrealism, which you have not dwelt upon much. But still, whatever you have written, point number two, okay, the point number one, point number two, point number three, yeah, that's fair enough. It's well balanced actually. Okay, you've given examples and influences and things like that. Now let's see its influence on cinema. Yeah.
Surrealist cinema is a modernist approach to film theory, criticism, and production with origins in Paris in the 1920s. The movement used shocking, irrational, or absurd imagery and Freudian dream symbolism to challenge the traditional function of art to represent reality. Surrealist cinema is characterized by juxtapositions, the rejection of dramatic psychology, and a frequent use of shocking imagery. Surrealist films created a revolution in cinema by dispensing with linear narratives and plots, thereby freeing cinema from a reliance on traditional storytelling borrowed from literature. Surrealism creates the possibility of cinema itself as an independent and unique visual art form. Surrealist films do not merely retell dreams or stories, but replicate their very process through illogical, irrational disruptions and disturbing imagery, uncensored by normal wakeful consciousness or morality. Surrealist filmmakers found new techniques to convey the atmosphere and incongruous states of dreams. Like dreams, many surrealist films resist interpretation. As in actual dreams, characters in surrealist films display a lack of will. There is a forfeiting of control and a complete submission to the dream state. Surrealist films often use shocking imagery that jolts the viewer, imagery that had not been seen in films prior to 1928. This challenges the notion of cinema as mere entertainment. The viewer can no longer be passive or complacent. Surrealist films attempt to change cinema so that the audience experience more than the standard visuals. Surrealist films often assault traditional institutions in society, such as religion, family, or marriage, exemplified in Louis Buñuel's attack on the Catholic Church or David Lynch's depiction of a married couple with a deformed child, just thus changing a traditional mode of mass entertainment into one full of revolutionary potential at the social and political level. Many surrealist films are driven by strong feelings of longing, love, and sexual desire, what the founder of surrealism, André Breton, called insane love, amour fou. This love or desire, while appearing self-destructive or illogical to the rational world, leads characters in surrealist films and viewers in real life to realization they may not have otherwise had. Some of the surrealist films are Eraserhead, Lost Highway, On Chun, Angelou, etc.
Okay, you see, again, of course, you have referred to a lot of net, but uh, I can understand these are absolutely new concepts for you, even if you have heard of these terms. Okay, so it's obvious. So I'll not hold that against you, none of you. Okay, if you have referred to the net, but you should have given more examples from you mentioned Louis Buñuel. Okay, Louis Buñuel's first film that he made, a short film, Ashen Andalou or an Andalusian Dog, which he made along with Salvador Dali. Yeah, it's there.
Yes, sir.
But it's by Louis Buñuel. Should have mentioned that. Okay, and the Lost Highway
Okay.
by David Lynch. So whenever you're mentioning a film, try to mention the director. Take care, na?
Okay. Okay, sir.
And there's so this is fair enough.
And I think 2-3 more films of Louis Buñuel, like Discrete Charm of Bourgeoisie,
Yeah.
Okay.
Obscure Object of Desire, Milky Way, and 1 or 2 more film. And what was realistic element in that,
the later films.
अभी जो लोग बोलते हैं ना कि ये जो अपना जो अमेरिकन पॉपुलर फिल्म मेकर है, what is that? जो complicated
Christopher Nolan. You're talking about Christopher Nolan.
So Christopher Nolan basically in some way or other got inspired from the Buñuel's film, in which dream within dream within dream. 3, 4 dreams, and but in a very subtle way. You can't say obviously, but in a very subtle way. So he tried to complicate the plot in a very confusing manner so that half of the time you are lost where you are going. But similar thing was already given by Buñuel, much long bigger, particular films I just mentioned. Chaliye, aage.
Okay. Dadaism developed in reaction to World War I. The Dada movement consisted of artists who rejected the logic, reason, and aestheticism of modern capitalist society, instead expressing nonsense, irrationality, and anti-bourgeois protest in their works.
It's not bourgeois, it's bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. Okay.
Bourgeois. Yeah. The art of the movement spanned visual, literary, and sound media, including collage, sound poetry, cut-up writing, and sculpture. Dadaist artists expressed their discontent towards violence, war, and nationalism, and maintained political affinities with radical left-wing and far-left politics. Many Dadaists believed that the reason and logic of bourgeois capitalist society had led people into war. They expressed their rejection of the ideology in artistic expression that appeared to reject logic and embrace chaos and irrationality. For example, George Grosz later recalled that his Dadaist art was intended as a protest against the world of mutual destruction. Dada was not art, it was anti-art. Dada represented the opposite of everything which art stood for. Where art was concerned with traditional aesthetics, Dada ignored aesthetics. If art was to appeal to sensibilities, Dada was intended to offend. The creations of Duchamp, Pissarro, Man Ray, and others between 1950 and 1917 eluded the term Dada at the time.
Okay, good. Just straight from Wikipedia. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. At least you get an idea. what Dadaism about.
At least she has written. There are many nonsense people who are sitting over
I
listening to it, thinking and dreaming that they will reach FTI. They will never. Shamelessly, they come here, listen to it, and that's it. They don't work. At least she has worked hard.
Of course. Yeah.
And whether it is Wikipedia or some other pedia, at least she has managed to gather certain point. Other people are just listening and thinking that they will write only in FTI entrance exam, where they will not be able to. Write down on a piece of paper, take a printout and put it in the wall. All these people who are listening to it, those who have not worked. Hanji, pointillism.
Pointillism is a technique of painting in which small, distinct dots of color are applied in patterns to form an image. Georges Seurat and Paul Signac developed the technique in 1886, branching from Impressionism. It is related to Divisionism, a more technical variant of the method. Divisionism is concerned with color theory, whereas pointillism is more focused on the specific style of brushwork used to apply the paint. The practice of pointillism is in sharp contrast to the traditional methods of blending pigments on a palette. If red, blue, and green are mixed, the result is something close to white. Painting is inherently subtractive, but pointillist colors often seem brighter than typical mixed subtractive colors. This may be partly because subtractive mixing of the pigments is avoided, and because some of the white canvas may be showing between the applied dots. Pointillism is analogous to the four colors cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. The painting technique used for pointillist color mixing is at the expense of the traditional brushwork used to delineate texture.
Good. Very good.
Sir, I had a question. Like I was reading about Dadaism. In some articles, it was mentioning that during certain period, Dadaism did influence film, but as such a movement, I wasn't clear about it. So, is there any such movement?
Dadaism was a very short-lived movement, which were, from 1916s to 1920. And as you have yourself written, it came as a reaction against, the First World War and what the world had turned into. The capitalist world, the bourgeois world. Bourgeois are the capitalists. Okay.
Right.
So it was a political movement. I mean, it was a politically conscious movement. I will not say it's a political movement. It was an artistic movement, of course. And the thing is that it had a lot of kind of manifestations. In fact, it's a very interesting movement. I mean, the collage. We know what is a collage.
Yes.
So the collage first arrived from Dadaism. Okay. Then the collage, and there were like other forms. It's called cut and paste. Okay, they were cutting words and putting them in a random manner against each other and forming a poem which did not have meaning. Okay, so they were very disruptive and destructive. They were like against any principles of art. They were nihilistic. They have no respect for the artist or any kind of artwork. They were like, a very, very spontaneous and so they had an attitude which disrespected and disregarded all previous, traditions of aesthetics and art. Okay, so I'll be discussing, and I'll also be discussing how Dadaism actually, got manifested in different art forms, consciously or unconsciously, especially, experimental films. In that context, I'll also discuss what is experimental films, what is underground cinema, what is avant-garde film. Okay, that I'll be discussing later. Okay, which reflected the characteristics of Dadaism, and also how it influenced music. Okay, modern music, modern rock music. Okay. So, so your question was, Kisa, if it's a movement. Of course, it was a movement, but it was a very short-lived movement.
Right.
Because it did not have any leaders, it did not have any agenda, conscious agenda like surrealism. Surrealism was a very conscious, there was an agenda which was drawn on by Andre Breton, the do's and don'ts kind of. people
right.
like subscribe to those do's and don'ts. Okay, they had like certain guidelines and parameters. Dadaism was like never bothered about these things. Okay,
Okay.
so in order to understand surrealism, we need to understand Dadaism first, and we also need to find out the differences between Dadaism and surrealism, which I'll be talking about later. Okay, chalo.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Vatsala, aa jao.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, sir, just scroll down a little, sir. Yes, sir. So, sir, surrealism is a style of art, literature, cinema, and a cultural and philosophical movement. Andre Breton founded it in 1924 and outlined in his book, The Surrealist Manifesto. As an art form, it developed principally in the 20th century. It stresses the subconscious or non-rational significance of imagery arrived at by automatism, the exploitation of chance effects, unexpected juxtapositions, etc., fueled by the teachings of Freud and the rebellious work of Dada artists and poets. Surrealists like Salvador Dali, Rene Magritte, and Mark Ernst promoted free association and dream imagery. So the features of surrealistic art, which I understood, dream-like sequences and symbolic images, unexpected, illogical juxtapositions, bizarre assemblages of ordinary objects, automatism and a spirit of spontaneity, games and techniques to create random effects, personal iconography, visual puns, distorted figures and biomorphic shapes, uninhibited sexuality and taboo subjects, and primitive or childlike designs.
Okay, very good. Then,
so a method of surrealism is decalcomania, where artists splash paint onto paper, then they rub the surface to create patterns. A famous surrealist painting is Rene Magritte's Lovers. It features a masked man and woman who want to kiss, but the plot thwarts their desire and frustrates them. The mask realistic creases and folds, and the color scheme has special significance. And then the next part of the question, that whether surrealism has influenced cinema or not. So I have written that yes, it has influenced cinema. And in cinema, surrealism as a technique relies on the juxtaposition of symbols, images, or actions to create a world outside of reality or rationality, a super reality. The characteristic of surrealism are dreams and nightmare, human yet inhuman, and escape from reality.
Okay. Go down a little, Naresha.
The Seashell and the Clergyman, generally considered the first surrealist film, is overshadowed by Buñuel and Dali's 1929 film Un Chien Andaluz. By 1940s, surrealist cinema had spread across the world. Some of the most famous filmmakers globally, such as Alfred Hitchcock and Walt Disney, sought out experts like Salvador Dali to help them implement surrealism in their films.
The dream sequences, the dream sequences. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
As an example of surrealism, the film Inception has a shot of an eternally spinning top in a man's hand. It is reminiscent of the shot of ants crawling up a man's hand in Un Chien Andaluz. Furthermore, in Inception, city blocks fold on themselves. Slow motion scenes of description add to the dreamlike feel. Cleverly chosen lines of dialogue combine into a surrealist manifesto of sorts. You don't believe in one reality anymore, Marion Cotillard's character proclaims.
Okay.
So that is the first answer.
Yeah,
now,
this is okay.
Yes, sir. So, infamously known as the anti-art movement, Dadaism developed out of disgust and resentment of the bloodshed and horrors of World War I, which began in 1914 and ended in 1918. It also rejected capitalism, bourgeois culture,
bourgeois.
Yes, sorry, I am a bit bad at this. Bourgeois culture, so-called high art, and everything conventional society. This attitude was expressed through the use of non-traditional art material, satire, and nonsensical content. Even the name Dada had no perceived meaning in language. The Dadaists considered themselves the rebels of the art world and inspired later major art movements such as surrealism and even punk rock. Although Dadaism originally started as a protest of the First World War, it soon became a cultural phenomenon. Dada art was, I've repeated this line. One of the most well-known artists of Dadaism was Marcel Duchamp, and his most famous work was Fountain, a porcelain urinal signed Armat. This piece sparked a massive controversy in which scholars and critics argued what could constitute art and what could not. Fountain became a symbol of the 20th century and changed the art world forever. Other Dada artists include André Breton, Mark Ernst, Man Ray, and Tristan Tzara. The Surrealist movement
Tristan Zara.
Tristan Tzara. The Surrealist movement emerged after the fall of the Dada movement. Several former Dada artists, for example, Max Ernst, became Surrealists later in their artistic career. They then turned away from the motto of creating shock value and undermining the status quo. They explored the power of the subconscious mind and dreams through their art. Yes, Dadaism both directly and indirectly influenced films. By influencing surrealism, Dadaism changed the face of cinema forever. But Dada films themselves served a different purpose. They did not seek to lure the viewers into the cinematic illusion. Instead, the Dadaists employed unconventional methods to alienate the audience and provide them with a distance to reflect upon the meta-artistic and anti-artistic quality of their productions. Through films, Dadaists distorted reality, motion, and perspective. They wanted to reveal familiar things in radically unfamiliar but persuasive new shapes. Thus, we can say that Dada art contributed in philosophy and spirit to the avant-garde style and method in cinema, particularly meta cinema. The Swedish artist Viking Egling's stop-motion animation Symphony Diagonal is considered a Dadaist masterpiece and an early example of experimental animation. A group of geometric figures gather and dance for an animated symphony in an Art Deco world where the shapes shift and move to resemble things like a harp, panpipes, and a grand piano with trombones. He based the drawings he created alongside the influential German artist and fellow Dadaist Hans Richter. Thus, we can see the roots of experimental cinema and abstract forms too in Dadaism.
Okay, ठीक है,
Yes,
बहुत
sir.
बढ़िया. चलो अभी पॉप आर्ट.
Pop is a movement born in 1915 Britain and later on in the United States. It means popular culture art. The art movement characterized a sense of optimism during the post-war consumer boom, and its purpose was to use objects of daily life and create artworks with them. The pop art movement aimed to blur the boundaries between high art and low art. Pop art employs aspects of mass culture such as advertising, comic books, and mundane cultural objects. It was the first school of art to reflect the power of film and television. The characteristic of pop art were clear lines, sharp paintwork, recognizable imagery drawn from popular media and products, usually very bright colors, flat imagery influenced by comic books and newspaper photographs, images of celebrities or fictional characters in comic books, advertisements, and fan magazines. In sculpture, the innovative use of media. In its formative years, it was called the Neo-Dada movement. Early pop artists followed Duchamp's lead in the 1950s by returning to imagery during the height of abstract expressionism and purposely selecting low-brow popular imagery. They also incorporated or reproduced three-dimensional objects. Jasper Jones' beer cans and Robert Rauschenberg's bed are two examples.
Okay, go down.
Okay, so in my view, pop art is influenced more by popular and commercial culture such as advertising, pop music, movies, and the media than the other way around. Several pop artists also made movies such as Andy Warhol, a leading figure in the movement. He made avant-garde art films that failed to bring him commercial success. The evolved form of pop art influenced movies, like photorealism evolved from the pop art movement in the late 1960s. Like pop artists, everyday objects influenced photorealists along with scenes of commercial life and modern day consumerism. Photorealism sought to convey real life with minute finesse. Artists like Chuck Close or Dwayne Hansen began to paint pictures using photography as a source, aiming to render a more evocative reality. Hyperrealism is often considered an advancement of photorealism and came to prominence at the turn of the millennium, where photorealism aims to imitate a photograph with precise and sharp technique. Hyperrealism, through photographic in essence, places a more complex focus on the subject depicted. Photorealism is an essential concept in many animated movies. Some cyberpunk and sci-fi films are excellent examples of hyperrealism. The directors Wachowskis used a virtual reality medium to illustrate the concept of the hyperreal in the matrix.
Okay, very good.
Okay, thank you, sir.
अब जो है वंदना और ये वत्सला आपने यहाँ लिखा है, ये
Yes,
याद भी रखना है एग्जामिनेशन बेस।
हाँ।
ये लिख
Yes,
के
sir.
कट करके यहाँ पे रख दिया, ये वहाँ रिप्रोड्यूस करना है।
मतलब
Yes,
क्लास के लिए लिख रहे हो, ठीक है, ओके, लेकिन तुम्हें जानकारी भी हो रहा है तो तुम्हें याद भी रखना जरूरी है।
याद रखना जरूरी है, क्योंकि ये तो डेफिनेटली आपने नेट पे बैठ के 2 घंटा करके लिया है, अच्छी बात है। जो बाकी लोग
Yes, sir.
पे बैठ के, उनसे यू आर मच बेटर देन दैट, बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर सर्चिंग एंड व्हेन यू आर फिल्टरिंग ऑल दैट जंक, यू आर आल्सो लर्निंग अ लॉट,
Yes,
rather than
sir.
those people who are sleeping and coming here and listening only. या तो सत्संग चल रहा है, चलो गुरुजी के पास और वहां पे जाके सुन लेते हैं सत्संग, बस हो गया काम। ये
Sir,
जो आपने लिखा
actually,
है, इसको कल बंद करके अपने हाथ से कॉपी पेपर पे भी लिख के देखो और देन
Yes, sir.
कंपेयर के क्या याद रहा और क्या तुमने यहाँ लिखा। ये
Yes,
नाम
sir.
लिखे हुए हैं ऊट पटांग के नाम, मार्शल दुशाम तुमने जिंदगी में पहली बार सुना होगा।
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो जो पहली बार नाम सुना है उसको मैं बता रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है, क्योंकि the way you are pronouncing it means you never heard about the मार्शल दुशाम।
Yes, sir.
पहली बार कभी ना कभी आदमी सुनता है। मैं भी जो है डेली 5-10 नए नाम सुन रहा हूँ। 3000 पेंटिंग का एक वेबसाइट ढूंढा है मैंने, वहां पे रोज मुझे 100 के अलावा मुझे नाम नहीं पता, तो नए नए नाम है मेरे लिए भी। बट
Yes, sir.
ये
Sir,
है,
actually,
हाँ, लिखना है पेपर पे और उसमें ड्यूरेशन काउंटिंग करो कि मैं ये आंसर 10 मिनट में लिख पाती हूँ या 15 मिनट में लिख पाती हूँ, तभी जाके कुछ हो पाएगा। इसका बेनिफिट तभी होगा, यहाँ तो आपने पढ़ दिया, ठीक है जी, वहां तो
Yes,
ना तो
sir.
लैपटॉप है ना कुछ है, वहां पे आपको हाथ से सुंदर सुंदर लिखना है जिसको कोई और पढ़ पाए।
Yes, sir.
आईएएस ऑफिसर की तरह नहीं लिखना, ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरह के जूनियर लोग पढ़ते रहेंगे।
Yes, sir.
लिखना है कि वो एग्जामिनर पढ़ पाए।
Yes, sir. Sir, to be honest, I really appreciated this question because all the art forms are sort of related to each other. So I
Of
learned
course.
a lot today.
इसलिए यहाँ पे आई हो।
Yes, sir.
यहाँ कोई पिकनिक थोड़ी चल रही है, जैसे और लोग यहाँ पे कुतुब मीनार देखने आए हैं, तुम कुतुब मीनार देखने नहीं आई हो।
Yes, sir.
ये
But sir,
लोग
they are
बैठे हुए हैं, ये सब कुतुब मीनार टाइप लोग हैं, कुतुब मीनार देखने आए हैं ये लोग यहाँ पर, पर्टिकुलरली द बॉयज। और इनको अभी ये थोड़ा सपना नहीं आ रहा है, जो मैं बात बोलने वाला हूँ इनकी खोपड़ी में अभी घुसी नहीं है ये बात। लास्ट ईयर जनरल कैटेगरी में 5 सीटों के अंदर देयर वर 3 गर्ल कैंडिडेट सिलेक्टेड। तो जरा खोपड़ी खुजाओ और सोचो तुम्हारे लिए कितनी सीटें हैं। जो सीटें हैं वो 2 सीटें हैं बॉयज के लिए, जनरल कैटेगरी की बात कर रहा हूँ, SC ST OBC में मेरा कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं, ठीक है। तो ध्यान रखना, जिंदगी में सोते वक्त 2 सीटों के लिए compete कर रहे हो तुम लोग। चलिए,
thank you, sir.
चलिए, थर्ड गर्ल प्रज्ञा परिमिता प्रधान फ्रॉम उड़ीसा।
Hello,
चलिए,
sir.
आइए।
Surrealism art movement. Surrealism was a literary and artistic movement to challenge the conventions through the exploration of the subconscious mind, evoking the power of dreams. The Surrealism art movement developed from Dada movement, in which artists shared their disgust with the war and life in general by reacting against the corrupt and hypocritical society where millions of people die in First World War. Surrealism officially began with Dadaist writer André Breton's 1924 manifesto. He described Surrealism as pure psychic automatism, but the movement formed during
psychic automatism,
1917 psychic
Kick,
automatism, but the movement formed during 1917 inspired by the painting of De Chirico, in which
street locations captured with a hallucinatory
जो
quality.
चिरिको जो बोला अभी आपने, हमने MCQ में ये पढ़ के बताया गया है। अगर आप उस दिन वहां पे थे तो आपको समझ आया होगा 2-4 पेंटिंगों के नाम। तो लोग आते नहीं है, अपना सो रहे होते हैं आराम से कि सर तो पता नहीं क्या बकवास करने वाले हैं आज सुबह, अपना सो जाओ, बाद में देख लेंगे।
नेट हो गया, sorry.
अच्छा, हाँ, okay.
Surrealism officially began with Dadaist writer André Breton's 1924 manifesto. Sir, थोड़ा ऊपर चला गया, एक लाइन रह गया. Manifesto. He described Surrealism as pure psychic automatism, but the movement formed during 1917 inspired by the painting of De Chirico, in which street locations captured with a hallucinatory quality. Surrealist art is the theme of dreamlike visuals or hallucinatory feelings. Expressed characters' unconscious mind with the help of reality and unconscious. Paintings are symbolic, unexpected, and illogical juxtaposition. Sometimes it's bizarre assembles of
Bizarre,
ordinary
bizarre nahi,
images.
it's bizarre.
Example,
हाँ.
Salvador Dali's
Sometimes it's bizarre. It's not bizarre. It is bizarre.
bizarre
हाँ.
assembles.
हाँ. Assembles of ordinary images. हाँ, पढ़ो.
Bizarre
हाँ.
assembles of ordinary images. Example, Salvador Dali's Persistence of Memory. Frida Kahlo is one of the most popular female painter of the moment.
अभी रुक जाओ,
Surrealism was the most important moment.
रुक जाओ.
हाँ.
तुमने जो लिखा है सल्वाडोर डाली पर्सिस्टेंट ऑफ मेमोरी, ये पेंटिंग तुमने देखी है जिंदगी में? झूठ मत बोलना, बोलो. अब गूगल में ढूंढ रहे हो.
नहीं, बोलो. There's no need to be scared.
Hello sir.
मेरा क्वेश्चन है, परिमिता प्रधान, क्या आपने पेंटिंग देखा है?
जी नहीं सर.
तो फिर तुमने लिख दिया बिना पेंटिंग को देखे, हैं? तो तुम्हें क्या पता लग रहा है? यहाँ पे कट पेस्ट करने में लगी हुई हो. जिस पेंटिंग का बारे में तुम लिख रही हो, कम से कम एक आधा तो देख दाग लो उसको.
नहीं सर, वो मैंने देखा है. मुझे लगा आप रियल में पूछ रहे हैं सर.
रियल में मतलब यूट्यूब में जाके देख के आई हो, मैंने तो ये थोड़ी पूछा है.
जी सर.
चलो आगे बढ़ो.
जी सर. सर एक्चुअली मैंने याद रखा है जो मैंने मुझे लिखना है वैसे तरीके से मैंने
लिखा ना. तुमने ऊपर एक नाम लिया है दी चिरको, याद आया?
जी सर.
10 पेंटिंग लगा रखी है हमने एमसीक्यू सेक्शन के अंदर. एक का नाम बता दो. चलो एमसीक्यू जो पढ़ के सुनाता हूं मैं, 10 पेंटिंग मैंने तुम्हें दिखाई है. एक पेंटिंग का नाम बता दो तुम, जो तुम्हें याद आ रही. तो नींद में यहाँ पे लिख लुका के कुछ नहीं होने वाला जब तक तुम उनको देखोगी. 2-4 तो देखनी पड़ेंगी ना. अगर किसी ने 100 पेंटिंग बनाई है तो 5-10 तो देखनी पड़ेंगी कि नहीं पड़ेंगी?
जी सर.
याद रहता है ये दी चिरको, वरना याद नहीं रहता. चलो बढ़ो आगे.
Surrealism was the most important movement that seriously associated with cinema, like in the art, the movement also used shocking, absurd, and irrational imagery in cinema. Surrealistic cinema is characterized by juxtapositions, the rejection of dramatic psychology by adopting the Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis on the importance of sexuality in human behavior and hidden desires. Example, Hitchcock's film Spellbound. Dali designed a dream sequence where Hitchcock wanted to capture the vividness of the dream, and Andalusian Dogs, a short film directed by Luis Buñuel with the collaboration of Salvador Dali.
Okay. ठीक है.
Pointillism art movement. Pointillism, also called divisionism and chromo-luminarism, where applying of small dots or stroke of color on surface looks visually blended and creates a larger image from distance. George Seurat and Paul Signac developed the technique in 1886. George Seurat found that rather than mixing the color of paint, one could place tiny dots of different colors next to each other on the canvas and the eye would mix the colors. The movement was a reaction against Impressionism that based on the subjective responses by individual artists. Pointillism art formed a technical basis for Neo-Impressionism, where Pointillism techniques are very flat, static, and lifeless. Neo-Impressionism paintings have a lot of emotion and sense of movement. Neo-Impressionism rejected the idea of romanticism of Pointillism art.
Okay, good. Achha, this is another. Okay.
In the island,
your voice is breaking. Parinita, your voice is breaking.
Sorry, sir. Pop art movement. The movement began as a revolt against the dominant approaches to art and culture and traditional views on what art should be. young artists felt that they taught in art school, what they taught in art school and saw in museum have nothing to do with their lives or the things they saw around them every day. The movement emerged in UK and US during 1950 was an extension of Dadaism due to the utilization of founded objects and images. Pop art also considered that precede postmodern art. In this movement, artists incorporated commonplace objects such as comic strips, soup cans, newspapers, and other into their work. It is characterized by vibrant, bright colors. Artists make statements about current events in a humorous manner and challenge the status. Example: Campbell's Soup Can and Crying Girl by Roy Lichtenstein. So,
Liechtenstein, Roy Liechtenstein. Okay,
Lichtenstein.
ठीक है, fair enough. इसका नाम तुमने मेंशन किया वो अपने एंडी वॉरहॉल का?
नहीं सर.
वो बहुत ही मस्ट मेंशन व्हेनेवर यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पॉप आर्ट, एंडी वॉरहॉल का नाम तो मेंशन करना बहुत जरूरी है. जैसे कि सूरियलिज्म जब करते हो तो साल्वाडोर डाली वगैरह करते हो, सूरियलिज्म इन सिनेमा जब करते हो तो बुनुएल करते हो. दीज आर नेम्स व्हिच कैन नॉट मिस आउट. ठीक है, एनीवे
जी सर.
या चलो.
Sorry. So there are 3 more students from cinematography. Let's quickly go there. Sapna R. Jaiswal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Boliye.
Surrealism. Surrealism art movement began after World War I. Due to the after consequences of war, the artists and people all around the world faced depression, deaths, and difficult times. They came up with an art form which helped them to explore the subconscious mind and escape from the crushing weight of reality. As a result, surrealism art, that is combining unlike or unexpected objects to create visual contrast that challenge rational thoughts, came to existence. They used objects that everyone knows or owns, but then they would make slight intentional changes to make one feel weird or confused. Commonly said, surrealism was born out of the ashes of World War I. Surrealism was influenced by Dadaism art movement. Henry Robert Britton is known as the principal theorist of surrealism. Artists from Germany, Europe, and America like Salvador Dali, Frida Kahlo, Merritt Oppenheim, Man Ray, René Magritte, many more contributed to this movement. For instance, Salvador Dali's Lobster Telephone is an iconic example of surrealism that portrays lower half of the object as telephone and upper half as a lobster. Another famous art piece by him was Persistence of Memory, also known as Melting Clocks. Influence of surrealism on cinema. Director Germain Dulac's film, The Seashell and the Clergyman, 1928, is widely cited as the first surrealist film. Founder of surreal movements in film, director Louis Buñuel, in his film The Discreet Charm of Bourgeoisie, 1972, portrays a group of friends who always fail to eat together due to interference by different humans, creating comedy, mystery, terror, and magical realism in their life. The movie is very surreal with no guided story. Other surreal movies in the list are Eight and a Half in 1963, directed by Federico Fellini. Eraserhead in 1977 by David Lynch. Videodrome in 1983 by David Cronenberg. Brazil in 1985 by Terry Gilliam.
देखो तुमने एक मेजर पॉइंट मेंशन नहीं किया surrealism के बारे में. When you're talking about surrealism, giving so many examples and all, you know,
Yes,
that's the surrealism is an exploration of the subconscious mind.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? I don't think you mentioned that. You know, the link between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
this is not mentioned anywhere, I think. So that is a very important point. You have mentioned so many other things except the main point. In fact, that is the main point.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, chalo. नीचे जाओ.
Sir, scroll down, please.
Scroll down, Naresh. Yeah.
Dadaism was a European art movement in early 20th century with early centers in Zurich, Switzerland, at the Cabaret Voltaire. The artists at that time wanted to create new art form to practice and communicate their feelings. They wanted to create a new universe that was totally different from the one happening around them. These artists,
देखो यहाँ पे एक चीज मैंने बताना चाहता हूँ कि ये जो सेकंड पैराग्राफ है ना, this is true for any movement. There's
yes,
nothing
sir. Yes, sir.
special only about Dadaism.
Yes,
Every
sir.
movement, tries to do something else, and it's a revolt against the previous tradition. Okay, though
Yes,
it
sir.
sometimes borrows also, but it's always a revolt against prevailing traditions and the previous traditions. Okay, so this is not something new.
Okay, sir. These artists were against the standard conventions of art. Dada therefore became anti-everything, anti-war, anti-bourgeois, anti-nationalist, bourgeois, anti-bourgeois, anti-establishment, and anti-many more. French-German sculptor Jean-Art phrased, Dada is for senseless, which does not mean nonsense. Dada is for nature and against art. Dada is senseless like nature. Dada can mean everything and nothing. Dadaism spread across France, Germany, and USA. Berlin Dada Group is also famous for new art form known as photo montage, new version of collage made up of media images such as newspaper and magazines. New York Dadaism is connected with Marcel Duchamp, who created best known Dadaist pieces in the history of arts. For example, Fountain. Duchamp's idea behind this art piece was, what we choose to be an art is art. It doesn't mean if it is good or bad. It is just an art.
But what is fountain? You have not mentioned that. Fountain was a urinal, lah. It was a urinal which he gave it a name. Fountain.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
Okay. Bicycle wheel, bottle rack, and new descending. Okay. Well-known Dadaism artists include Hugo Ball, Hannah Hawk, Max Ernst, Marcel Duchamp, Salvador Dali, Tristan Tzara, and Man Ray.
Okay.
Sir, please scroll.
Scroll down.
Influence of Dadaism on cinema. A lot of experiments were carried during the early days of filmmaking influenced by Dadaism art movement. For example, Rhythmus 21 made in 1921 by Hans Richter. Film is entirely animated by hands. Richter shot paper shapes one frame at a time using a technique called pixelation, similar to stop motion animation. Second, Ballet Mechanic made in 1924 by Fernand Leger and Dudley Murphy. In their film, they used ready-made objects like frying pans, cups and saucers, man and machine, combining them with close-ups, juxtapose, slow motions, and montage editing. Goes Before Breakfast, 1928 by Hans Richter, and director Len Lee in his film had used squares, lines, and moving shapes the way Hans Richter did in his movies.
Go down.
Done.
Yeah. Pointillism.
Sir, please scroll.
Pointillism. What she has written, influence of Dadaism on cinema.
Yeah, these are examples which I was not sure of. Okay, I was not aware of. So these are information for me also. Okay. Okay.
Pointillism art movement was invented by Georges Seurat and Paul Signac in 1886. Georges used science of optics and realized if tiny dots of pure color were painted close together, then the human eye would blend the dots to make a solid color. It is hard to perceive close-up of such paintings, but when seen from distant, a whole image of subject painted can be seen. Before it was known as pointillism, the art style was referred to as divisionism. For examples of artworks include Georges Seurat's artwork, Bathers at Asnières, and A Sunday Afternoon at the Island of La Grande Jatte. And Paul Signac's art pieces are The Pine Tree at Saint Tropez and On Dimanche, that is a Sunday.
Okay.
Influence of pointillism on cinema. Pointillism doesn't influence cinema, but many of the concepts and ideas still continue to be used by artists today in many different forms, in many different mediums. Televisions work in same way as pointillism. Tiny pixels on screen blend together to create an image. Pointillism slowly dissolved, but its influence can be seen in various art forms such as tattoo and fashion designs.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Tattoo and fashion designs.
Yes.
Yeah, the influence.
I wanted to add from the cinematography point of view, in a very subtle manner, people used this technique in black and white when they wanted to have that grainy structure.
Yeah, yes, sir.
When they wanted to have a grainy structure in black and white, where the image will not be sharp but unsharp. So
yes, sir.
Now I'm trying to recollect how they would have got this idea from where. Maybe from pointillism, because this painting was very famous. Whenever you talk about
Georges
Sunday afternoon at the Grand Island of the Grand Jetty,
yes,
so maybe somebody would have got inspiration from there and would have thought of that image into a black and white, and how that image could be recreated in some of the sequences where grainy structure, we call it as a boiling effect.
Oh, yes, sir.
It's a boiling effect. So to create that grainy image in black and white, maybe somebody would have picked up the idea from here. I'm just wildly guessing, because this is quite possible.
Yes, sir.
So you never know. See, the inspiration can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Inspiration can come from anywhere. And it is so subtle sometimes that you're not able to catch it unless you watch it again and again. And one day it clicks in your mind. Oh, it is from there.
Yes, sir.
So it's like that.
Thank you, sir.
Not in a direct manner at all. चलिए, Argus baby, आ जाइए. First boy so far.
Today.
हाँ जी.
Yes, sir.
आइए. He has written yesterday also, but we could not take it because we have a limited time. Okay, carry on.
Surrealism. Surrealism was an artistic and literary movement formed by Andre Breton along with Louis Aragon, Paul Edouard, Philippe Chopin in 1924 with the publication of the Manifesto of Surrealism. The movement were influenced by the works of Karl Marx, Sigmund Freud, and Carl Jung and the early 20th century. Dada movement. Surrealism was to liberate thought, language, and human experience from oppressive boundaries of rationalism and uncovering anxieties and treating them analytically through visual means. Features of surrealistic art. Dreamlike scene, symbolic images, unaccepted and logical juxtaposition of object, personal iconography, distorted figures and biomorphic shapes, uninhibited sexuality and taboo. Bizarre assemblages of ordinary object, games and techniques to create random effect, famous paints of surrealism. Salvador Dali is the most famous surrealist of 20th century, also sculpture, printmaking, fashion, advertisement, and film collaboration with Louis Buñuel and Alfred Hitchcock. His paintings were full of imaginary and that drove Freudian symbolism, as well as in his own subconscious. Some of his notable work are The Perception of Vision, The Great Masturbator, The Temptation of Saint-Anthony. René Magritte, who became well known for creating a number of witty and thought-provoking images. Some of his notable works: The Son of Man, The Lovers, Golconda. Frida Kahlo, sir, please scroll down.
Scroll down, yeah.
Frida Kahlo was a Mexican painter known for portraits and painting about her experience of chronic pain. The broken column depicts her own situation after spinal surgery. The two Fridas, self-portrait, thorn necklace, and hummingbirds are surrealism in cinema. Surrealist cinema was influenced by Andre Breton surrealist movement in 1920. Film director Louis Buñuel and Salvador Dali brought this style up to audience through their film. Surrealist cinema is characterized by juxtaposition of subject, psychic distribution, and dream symbolism and frequent use of shocking imagery. Surrealist films create a revolution in cinema by dispensing with the linear narratives and plots, thereby freeing cinema from their reliance on storytelling borrowed from nature. Some surrealist films are driven by strong feelings of love, sexual desires, and other mock society values and institution, mainly Buñuel. The Seashell and the Clergyman by German Black, Unschön and Low, a silent film written by Salvador Dali and Louis Buñuel, directed by Louis Buñuel, was the beginning of surrealism in movies. Salvador Dali designed a dream sequence for Alfred Hitchcock film Spellbound, which was the first American film to use psychoanalysis as a major element in the story. Films like Eraserhead, Lost Highways, and Moulin Rouge by David Lynch, Alejandro Jodorowsky's El Topo also. Famous directors like Federico Fellini, Satan have Stanley Kubrick, 2001 Space Odyssey, and Ice White Shot are best example. So surrealism. Some notable works are there: The Fall, The Color of Progenitus, Donnie Darko, Delicatessen, Amelie, and most recently I'm thinking of ending things by Charlie Kaufman. So,
यहाँ पर नाम मेंशन करते जैसे कलर ऑफ पोमोग्रेनेट, ये किस आदमी ने डायरेक्ट किया है तो ज्यादा अच्छा होता. डेलिकेटेसियों किसने डायरेक्ट किया है तो थोड़ा अच्छा लगता. समझे कि नहीं? डायरेक्टेड बाय सो एंड सो. चलिए, still much better. Okay.
Good.
Pointillism is a drawing technique that involves placing a small dot of colors in close proximity to each other on a canvas to create a large image. Pointillism originated with neo-impressionist painter George Seurat, known as the painter of the pointillism, which he explored from and color through experimental application techniques. Pointillism influenced art movements such as surrealism and fauvism. Pointillism uses tiny dots of colors to blur an image together. It is more like a science as an art. So, this problem. Rather than blending colors together on a canvas to create effects like shadowing or depth. Precise applications and planning for contrasting colors for optical illusion of an image with mixed colors. The style often used dots, complementary colors to make their subject more vibrant. George Seurat, A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte is one of the famous paintings in pointillism. Seurat worked on it for around 2 years. It is over 6 feet tall and 10 feet wide, where every bit of painting is done with tiny little dots of pure colors. Some of the notable works are The Circus, The Models, The Bridget Corboy, etc. Paul Signac and Seurat developed the pointillism style, where Signac introduced the theories and use of vivid bright colors in painting. His famous works are The Papal Palace, Avignon, and Port of Marseilles. Charles Sangard used a muted palette for his pointillist works such as Couple in the Street. Use of larger brushstrokes in the painting is developed by him. People like Henry Edmund Rose, Camille Pissarro, Paul Klee, Theo van Rysselberg are the main painters of pointillism. Pop art emerged in reaction to consumerism, mass media and popular culture. The pop art movement aimed to solidify the idea that art can never grow from any sources, and there is no hierarchy of cultures disrupt. It began in the mid-1950s in Britain by a group of painters, sculptors, writers, and critics called Independent Group, and then it followed to America. Pop art was commercially successful from the beginning by advertisement. Recognizing images from popular media and products like soap cans, road signs, photos of celebrities, newspaper, and other popular items in the world. Use bright colors like red, yellow, and blue were prominent colors. Artists use the subject matter to make statement about current events in satirical way. They made innovative techniques such as printmaking process, which enabled them to quickly reproduce images in large quantities. So,
okay, go up. Andy Warhol, yeah.
Andy Warhol was an American artist, film director, producer, and was most famous in pop art movement. Warhol combined high art with consumerism in order to bring modern art to the masses. Some of his known work includes silk screen painting, Camberley soap scan, and Gold Marilyn Moore, Brillo Brooks, and Mao. He also made movies which such as Chelsea Girls, which is presented in split screen. It's interacted about black and white and colors. Roy Lichtenstein, he was one of the first American pop artists. His early work ranged widely in style and subject matter and displayed a considerable understanding of modernist painting. He more focused on cartoon imagery like Popeye was one of the first paintings, then Drowning Girl from DC, etc. Famous artists like Keith Haring, Richard Hamilton, Jasper John, Yoji Kushima, etc. So that's all.
Okay. You have given examples of different artists and you have spoken about their individual artworks. Andy Warhol, Roy Lichtenstein, of course, are very important figures. Okay. So, yeah, this is fair enough.
So we are done for this and we'll break now and we'll meet at 7:10 and then we can take up, we have covered all the student whosoever has written and rest are just believe in listening only. So there is no problem.
और कोई नहीं दिया?
नहीं दिया.
हाँ?
They have not
अरे भैया.
because they already have reached to the FTI and they are sitting under the wisdom tree.
Acha, we'll find them in the wisdom tree. Okay.
They are already
That's,
free. So why to bother about writing and all?
okay. Okay. ठीक है. We meet at 7:10. Yeah.
Okay. Just to check whether the live transcribed is happening or not. That's it.
Ranjan, কি নাম জানো? Ranjan something.
Ranjan, we are ready.
Yeah. Acha, Naresh,
Yeah.
I have sent you a film just now. It's a surreal film, this famous Meshes of the Afternoon.
Okay.
Okay. It's a 10-minute or 12-minute film which I want you to show to the students. Let's get over with the discussion first.
There is what I'll do is let's your discussion get over,
Mhm.
and I will pause the recording.
Mhm.
Then I will play this, because if it also get recorded, then there will be a problem in sending
Copyright problem.
Copyright problem.
ठीक है. So
Play in the end, and then they can watch it.
yeah, I think it's 10 or 13-minute film which they must watch. It's a very important. A lot of concepts will get cleared. Okay, about surrealism and experimental cinema and all that. Okay, chalo, just enlarge this thing. Yeah, Dadaism, surrealism, and pointillism. I've made notes on these three. I didn't get the time to. I did not get the time to work on pop art. Okay. So anyway, pop art, whatever I think Vasala has written is very detailed, okay, and even Dadaism. Today, most of the write-ups done by the girls are really good. Okay, so Dadaism, for example, I have nothing much more to add. But I'll just go through the pointers so that your mind gets refreshed. So it's Dadaism. The date 1916 to 1920. Okay, it's a European avant-garde movement of the early 20th century with its center in Zurich, Switzerland. Okay, all of you mentioned all these things. It's a reaction, it's a reaction against, the violence, the wars. It was a direct offspring of the First World War. First World War created when the world ended around, the war ended around 1918. There's a lot of discontent. There's a lot of people got killed unnecessarily. A lot of violence happened, got maimed, people got maimed, there was discontent, there was economic downslide, okay? And for the first time, and in fact, for the first time, the world faced, the Western world, of course, not so much the Eastern world, okay? They faced so much of disaster and kind of suddenly they were shocked out of their wits. So Dadaism came as a reaction against all these things, okay? They blamed this First World War. It was a reaction against the First World War. It was a reaction against a certain kind of, governmental system which they associated with the capitalist system and the bourgeoisie. What is bourgeoisie? Bourgeoisie basically are the capitalists who hold the means of production in their hands. That is very, very. It's a Marxian concept. Bourgeoisie are the people. They are the industrialists. Okay, so there was a discontent towards violence, war, and nationalism. Okay. And they politically they were inclined towards the radical left wing and the far left. So it was a very politically conscious movement. It was not a political movement. It was a very politically conscious movement. So it's a wartime movement and anti-authoritarian. That is very, very important. They did not believe in hierarchy in arts or in real life, in government, in society. They were anti-authoritarian. Because they were anti-authoritarian, there were no leaders. There were no leaders, people who they could look up to guide them in the artistic movement, because they did not believe in this hierarchy. And that is why it was a very short-lived movement, because it lacked an agenda. It sprang up in a very spontaneous manner, unlike the surreal movement which came a little later. Okay. So what were the highlights of this movement as expressed through the that I'll tell you. Rejection of logic, reason, and aestheticism of modern capitalist society. Modern capitalist society, runs the country in a certain manner, relying on logic and reasoning and all. Okay, so they rejected the entire value system of the capitalist society. Okay, they expressed nonsense, irrationality, and anti-bourgeois protests in their works. Okay, there was a complete disregard. मतलब क्या है कि हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, गुरुजन को रेस्पेक्ट करो, उन लोग का एकदम उल्टा है, गुरुजन को लात मारो kind of attitude that they had. Okay, completely nihilistic. Okay, it was a very disruptive movement. Nothing of this sort had ever been seen before. Okay, other characteristics included humor, of course, especially the American counterpart of absurd, paradoxical, opposed to harmony, spontaneity, and of course artistic freedom and emotional reaction. Okay, so they find representations in visual arts, literature, and sound media. Okay, now I'll go a little deeper. So what were the techniques which were used in this different mediums, the visual medium, the literary medium, the sound media? First is collage. Collage, today we know, college mein jab bhi festivals hote hain, students do collage during festivals or during protest. So collage is basically, cutouts from different magazines and newspapers and all, and you do a collage of visuals. Sometimes you write on them. So this collage ka jo art hai, ye pehle, for the first time, it came from Dadaism. Okay. Then there's something called the cut-up technique. What is cut-up technique? It's a very innovative thing. Cutting of words from newspapers, juggling them and rearranging them in a very arbitrary manner where the words and the meanings are completely dissociated, and creating poetry out of that. मतलब newspaper cut करेगा, okay, newspaper cut करके कैंची चाहिए, सीजर चाहिए, glue चाहिए, cut करके individual words cut करके, किसी ने बताया था थैली में फेंकेगा, थैली ऐसा हिलाएगा, हाँ, फिर जो ऑर्डर में, वही ऑर्डर में वो निकाल के पेस्ट करेगा ग्लू से, ओके, किसी कैनवस के ऊपर, और वही उसी jumbled up, dissociative arrangement से एक मीनिंग पैदा होगा, जिसका कोई मीनिंग ही नहीं है एक्चुअली. It's pure nonsense. Okay, that they considered as, this is Dadaism. This is what we are looking for. We are not looking for any meaning. Okay, so this is called cut-up technique. Then, of course, you have a photo montage where they used actual photographs and assembled them with scissors and glue rather than paint. So they, they used, they cut out actual photographs and again juxtaposed them. What is the meaning of juxtaposition? Putting them side by side. Okay, and then there was assemblage. What is assemblage? Is three-dimensional variations of the collage technique. Assemblage is three-dimensional in the sense that it's a precursor to the installation art. If you remember, we had discussed installation art a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so assemblage is basically collage, but instead of being two-dimensional, it's three-dimensional. Okay, so they're using various objects which they found around themselves. And a very important another medium called ready-mades. रेडीमेड्स मतलब जो चीज ऑलरेडी तैयार है, बियर का बॉटल हो सकता है, जैसे कि वो अपना मार्शल डुशम का वो यूरिनल को वो लाया, यूरिनल वो बनाया नहीं, यूरिनल कहीं से लाया और उसको नेम दे दिया द फाउंटेन, so according to them, this is also a work of art, or they rather use the word anti-art. Okay, so the critics were like furious. How can you call them works of art? They said, no, these are not works of art. This is our creation. Well, you have not created this. So what? It is there. Okay, so these are the different manifestations. And the media is collage, cut-up technique, photo montage, assemblage, ready-mades. Okay, now, yeah, just go down a little, Naresh. And the roots of Dada line were avant-garde. Now I'll have to explain the word, what is avant-garde. Okay, the term anti-art precursor to Dada was coined by Marcel Duchamp around 1913 to characterize works that challenged accepted definitions of art. So cubism and the development of collage and abstract art world informed the movement's detachment from the constraints of reality and convention. So now we need to understand a little what is cubism. Cubism preceded Dadaism. Preceded Dadaism se pehle, before the First World, came an experimentation with a form called Cubism, and Pablo Picasso is associated with this form. Pablo Picasso का कहना है कि I am not interested in realism. I am not interested in drawing a realistic portrait of a human face or a human figure. There's nothing new in, if I draw, I can do a perfect drawing of a human face. What's the meaning? What's the need? So what he did, he devised a new approach. So when he's drawing the human face, instead of a realistic drawing, he's making, he's breaking it into blocks and pieces. So one eye is here, the other eye is here, the nose maybe is here, the lips are here. Okay, so it's a distorted, it's distorted human face, which is composed of cubes, squares and rectangles. Okay, that is called cubism. So this form of art form, came to be known as avant-garde. The avant-garde jo term hai na, avant-garde is a very sweeping term. We always have been using avant-garde to denote any new work of art which is absolutely and radically different from its preceding culture or tradition. Okay, so avant-garde pehle bhi tha at the beginning of the 20th century, Cubism. Okay, and Dadaism also an avant-garde movement. Surrealism jo baya, that was also called avant-garde. So anything which is new and absolutely kind of jisa koi precedence nahi hai, which has a lot of shock value. Even pop art, you can call it avant-garde. So avant-garde is like a wider umbrella. Okay, just like expressionism is again a big umbrella. Expressionism ke under avant-garde aata hai. Okay, so avant-garde, you cannot pinpoint avant-garde to constrict avant-garde to a particular art form. It can mean a lot of things at different periods of time. What today is avant-garde, tomorrow it might become mainstream. Ye yaad rakhne ka. Okay, and of course the artists who are associated with the movement that you yourself, all of you have mentioned. So there's nothing new here. Okay, just go down a little. So that is what is called Dadaism. In fact, Dadaism is actually a very radical movement. Nothing of that sort has happened. I was reading somewhere कि जब फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर खत्म हुआ, दुनिया परेशान हो गया था, वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड, कि ऐसा जिंदगी में ऐसा हम लोग ये जो अभी हम लोग जो महसूस कर रहे हैं ना, अरे बाप रे बाप, एक वायरस आ गया. ओके, तो वहां पे वो जो वायरस था वो सच्ची का वायरस नहीं था, वो आई मीन इट वाज नॉट अ रियल वायरस, बट इट रियली रैटल्ड पीपल. The people's dreams, ambitions, people's take on life got absolutely went out of hinge, जिसे हम लोग बोलते हैं. Life went life lost its axis, its centrality. Things became disjointed. People were disturbed. This kind of manifestation, of course, Dadaism was the most profound manifestation. Okay, Expressionism was there, Surrealism was there. All these new so-called avant-garde cultures were like reacting against the politics of the day, basically. And politics is definitely closely associated with your society and culture. Okay, now comes Surrealism, jiska date 1924 to 1939. 1939 matlab the beginning of the Second World War. Okay, Andre Mata, tum logon ne sabne you have written about, so there's nothing much more to say, except I want to stress on so what is Surrealism? Surrealism is basically looking beyond the surface reality. Surface reality हमें दिखाई देता है, एक चेयर है, एक कुर्सी है, एक टेबल क्लॉक है, कोई बैठ के खा रहा है, सिगरेट पी रहा है, टेलीविजन है. This is a reality. This is the surface reality. This is a plastic reality. But according to the surrealists, there's a reality which is beyond this, which you cannot see, which we don't have access to. So, but the surrealists have to say we can access that reality, which is a super reality. They call it the super reality. What is that super reality which we don't see, but it is there existing? It lies inside our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is like a repository of images and patterns and words and things that we have inherited from, it's called the collective unconscious. Jung, J-U-N-G, not Jung. Okay, Carl Jung, famous psychologist, was a contemporary of this man, Freud, Sigmund Freud. Okay, so our subconscious is a repository of, it's like a gold mine, it's like a diamond mine, it's like a gold mine of information which we don't have access to. We are not aware. It comes out only when we are sleeping through dreams. And dreams are, we cannot analyze our dreams. Sometimes we get very happy, sometimes we get very disturbed. Sometimes the dreams manifest themselves as nightmares. Okay, so there's a world which exists beyond the conscious world. That is our subconscious world. So according to the surrealist, कि ये try to go beyond the physical reality and try to access the subconscious reality, because that is the wealth of information. Okay, which have full of mythological tales, mythological patterns. I will not say mythological tales, which have inherited from the beginning of civilization. Okay, usko tap karo, usko ungli karo, usko instigate karo, usko stoke karo. Okay, so their approach was to, जैसे red में लिखा bold में, uniting the unconscious and the subconscious. Uniting the conscious मतलब हमारे तरफ जो हम लोग be conscious about our immediate surrounding, and the subconscious realism experience. Yeah, unity, that is what the surrealist strove for. That is what they attempted. And in this, they were heavily influenced by Sigmund Freud, the Austrian, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, who is known as the father of modern psychology. So how would you do that? How can we do that? Okay, it's through free association. Just free association is the key word here. Artists and authors try to blend the unconscious with the conscious with the unconscious. Okay, they use a lot of juxtapositions and contrasting imagery and metaphor. Major juxtaposition. Okay, in literature, it challenges the readers to tap the subconscious, think beyond what society has to say, and look into your own apna self for answers. Okay, it creates fantastical, logic-defying, and dream-like world. So when you are tapping into your subconscious, the things there are irrational. They don't follow the logic of the real life. Hai. So when you're tapping into that source, that fountain, so full of magical images, the result is magical. The result is cannot be explained so easily. So that is the purpose of surrealism art. Okay. Surrealism art. So in order to understand a surreal art, you may not be able to analyze Dadaism, a lot of Dadaist work. It escapes any kind of interpretation, it escapes any kind of meaning. And that is what exactly the Dadaists want. But surreal, actually, they're trying to create a meaning, and they ask the reader or the viewer to understand the meaning by trying to, you're solving a problem. So in order to understand, we're not going to spoon feed you. Okay, you try to understand, extract the meaning out of this particular work of art. And if you're trying to do that, you have to go beyond the surface reality and tap into your own subconscious. Only then you'll be able to answer. So it's a very complex process. The artwork is a complex process, and understanding the artwork is also a very complex process. It is a little demanding on the audience. It is a little demanding on the viewers or the readers. It's not an easy viewing, okay? Because it creates fantastical, logic-defying and dream-like works, which have a meaning, which have its own logic actually. It's not completely illogical. Please keep this in mind, okay? Okay, go down a little. Yeah, so surrealism, last line, in page ka surrealism, they maintain rips of the veil. Veil matlab from the world. मतलब जो हमें दिखाई देता है, actually वो real world नहीं है according to these guys. वो है, that's a physical world definitely, but वो ढाका, वो it's like a it's a veil. It's like a घूंघट. वो घूंघट हटाओ, वो हटाओ एकदम, हटा के try to go beyond. Okay, so yeah, so just go down. So this world that they create, nothing is definite, everything is distorted and displaced and hazy. So it's a chaotic world. So okay, so there is no borderline between happiness and unhappiness, the individual and the society. ये जो demarcation line है, ये it's not existing anymore. Okay, कहाँ पे मैं खत्म हो रहा हूँ, कहाँ पे दुनिया शुरू हो रहा है, ये जो border, जैसे साल्वाडोर डाली का जो clock है, the famous painting, which is melting. Does a clock melt? No, of course a clock cannot melt. But Salvador Dali shows you, yeah, a clock can also melt in a different realm. Okay, clock is a solid piece of work, a scientific thing, but it is also melting. Okay, so yeah, of course, these are all more or less unlimited freedom for the artist's imagination, free of any logical constraints. Don't constrain yourself with logic. Okay, go beyond the logic if you want to create a surrealist work of art, and if you want to understand a surrealist work of art. Okay, so common sense has no place in the art of surrealism. The artist deals with illusions and fantasies and dreams, miracles which supposedly constitute the sphere of freedom. Okay, go down a little. Okay, Naresh. Okay, so don't control the artistic process. Don't restrain yourself. Okay, let yourself go freely. Okay, just a comparison of most of you have written comparison of two objects maximally remote from each other. But if you're juxtaposing two images which are absolutely different from each other, and you create a different meaning. Okay, or any other mode of representing them in an exciting and startling form is the foundation of the highest poetry, according to the surrealists. Okay, so it's like a logical montage theory tum baad mein tumhe jankari hoga if you get into FTI. You know, Eisenstein, the famous Sergei Eisenstein, famous filmmaker, he was juxtaposing, you know, diverse images together to create a new meaning. Maybe he was influenced by surrealism. Okay, so yeah. And then automatic writing, a lot of you have written key or automation. What is automation? Automatic matlab, you start writing, you know, don't control your writing, let it flow, let it flow. Okay, think freely, the free association, free juxtaposition. Don't just when we ride a horse, you know, we try to restrain the horse. You know, we try to guide the horse. Ab idhar ja, ab udhar ja. Abhi surrealism bolta hai, don't try to restrain yourself like a horse. Give free rein to your, you know, give free rein to your imagination. Don't control yourself. Don't get scared. Don't get embarrassed by whatever thought comes to your mind. Vomit out everything. Okay. In order to understand, so give free rein to something called the id. I'm sure you have not heard of these terms. Basically, Freud, jo hai, father of modern psychology, he has broken the human mind into three components. एक है id, एक है ego, एक है super ego. ठीक है, ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है if you want to understand surreal art. What is id? Id is that primal, you know, the primal component of a mind which is filled with desires, uncontrollable desires like sexual desires, hunger, you know, and territoriality, which we have inherited from, we do not know, from the dawn of civilization. Okay, so a young boy, a young child, when he's born, when he's 1 year old or when he's 2 years old, he's controlled by his emotions only. He has no logic, he has no rational. उसको अगर सूसू लगेगा सबके सामने सूसू कर देगा, उसको अगर पॉटी लगेगा सबके सामने पॉटी कर देगा. You know, मतलब he has no control over his desires. उसको अगर भूख लगेगा वो रोने लगेगा, चिल्लाने लगेगा. हाँ, उसको अगर किसी चीज से खुशी आएगा तो हाँ हंसने भी लगेगा. You know, so he's dominant. So these impulses, okay, this primeval इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ, ये एकदम पूरा like जंगली is not the right word, which is something which primeval, एकदम from primitive times. These are primeval emotions and desires and drives, sexual drive. You know, so every human being, you know, is driven by a sexual drive, sexual desire. So these are id. Now, एक ईद है. So धीरे धीरे when we grow up, हमारे मम्मी डैडी बोलते हैं, ऐ सुसु लगने से बाथरूम जाने का है, मुझे बोलने का है, पॉटी लगने से बाथरूम जाने का है, सबके सामने ऐसा नहीं करने का है, और ऐसा चिल्लाने का नहीं है. If you do not like the person, you should not shout and start crying. Okay, so what the mother starts doing, what the parents starts doing, or what the society starts doing, the society starts teaching the child about the do's and the don'ts. The do's and the don'ts are the laws of the society, which Freud calls the super ego. You know, so there's id, which are our primal natural desires and drives, and there's something called the controlling force, which is the law, which is called the super ego, which tells you what not to do and what to do and how to do. Okay, which we learn in school and we learn from society and our seniors and elders and friends as we grow up. Now, in between id and super ego, there's something called the ego. Ego is like the production controller. He decides when you're seeing a girl, your emotions are aroused, your sexual desires are aroused, you know, control yourself. It's not the done thing. So the ego makes you conscious about the do's and don'ts. So you check yourself. Suddenly you behave in a proper, the way the society expects you to behave. You know, suddenly you are very well mannered because the ego has warned you not to behave in a certain manner. Okay, so these three components are very important components. Id, superego, and beach mein ego. This ego has got nothing to do with uska bahut ego hai. I'm not talking about that kind of ego. Okay, now if you want to appreciate or understand surreal art, you need to understand these basic concepts of Freud, because what the surrealist artists are doing, they're giving expression to the id in you, which is full of natural desires, sexual desires, and sexual drives. Okay, they are trying to reject the super ego component of your mind. Okay, give free rein to your deepest, darkest, and the deepest desires. Throw them on the canvas, paint a picture which conveys your deepest secret desires. Okay, don't get hemmed in by the world of super ego. Don't let ego control you. So that is what surrealism is about. Follow? So yeah, so this is basically so it is actually a very intellectual movement. They are not anti-art. Now I need to discuss the difference between Dadaism and surrealism. Okay, so just scroll down a little, because surrealism was influenced by Dadaism. Okay, so what is Dadaism and what is surrealism? What are the differences? Okay, so I've written down Dadaism came directly out of a world unmade by the Great War. It was against what they saw, what the Great First World War did to mankind. Okay, it was a result of that. So Dadaism, there's an element of defiance and anger. They're angry with everybody, everything around them. They want to reject everything. They're tired, they're fed up, they're frustrated. They have no hope. Okay, so that is what defines the artists and links the artists and their attitudes to the war. They're anti-war. Okay, they're disturbed. Surrealism, on the other hand, emerged in a decade of peace and prosperity. This is very important. The wounds left behind were either ignored, wounds left behind by the war, they were either ignored, as in the neglect of the surviving veterans, or celebrated, as in the erection of many memorials. So surrealism is essentially a cerebral matlab intellectual retreat of survivors who do not want to look back. Nothing. We don't have anything. It's a little ahistorical, anti-history. Okay, non-history, you can say. Ahistorical is the term we use. It is a psychological retreat from reality, either from the past or the present. Okay, wo off nahi hoga, or hoga. Okay, so Dadaism was inherently reality based. What do I mean by reality based? Bracket mein maine likha, not dealing with unconscious or subconscious like the surrealists. They are not interested in subconscious and unconscious, wo sab chakkar. Their reaction is based on the things that are happening around them. They're overtly political. They're left leaning. Okay, they're disgusted with the capitalist world, the way it runs the society. Okay, surrealism, on the other hand, shifted away from an oppositional stance towards a more theoretical position. So surrealism ka jo stance tha, it was not radical, it was not political, it was not anti-government, it was not anti. Of course, they were anti-bourgeois kind of a lifestyle. Of course, jo Buñuel ka film agar dekhoge, तुम वहां पे महसूस होगा, but they were not radical. Their stance was not as radical as the Dadaists. Dadaists was like, कुछ भी हमें नहीं चाहिए, सब कुछ बकवास है. Okay, don't look for any meaning in our work. We are anti-art. Okay, so for Dada, life has no meaning, no reason, no purpose, and no logic. Its followers are anarchic and deliberately disruptive and antagonistic in the approach. Whereas for the surrealists, life has a meaning, which can be found out by unlocking the visual and the verbal codes, which are, lying embedded in our unconscious and subconscious mind. उसको टैप करो, ईट जो आईडी जो कंपोनेंट है, फ्रॉइड जो ईट के बारे में लिखा है, उसको टैप करो, उसको इंस्टिगेट करो और उसको फ्री रेन दो, उसको कंट्रोल मत करो. Okay, so that way surrealism is much more rooted. They are not anti-art. Surrealists are not anti-art. Salvador Dali was a surreal painter, but he could draw, certain objects just like a realist. Ekdam perfect representation. But of course, if you look at the clock upar wala hissa jo hai, it's a perfectly designed background वगैरह देखोगे एकदम पूरा realist art जैसा है, लेकिन the clock is melting. So that's his interpretation. Okay, and the compositions were well balanced compositions. They were not throwing away the elements of composition out of the window. They're not doing that. They were rooted. It was very intellectual, and of course it was not political. It was not radical like the Dadaist, and of course they were anti-bourgeois lifestyle. वो तो है ही है. Okay, so Dadaist propagated meaninglessness and absurdity. किसी चीज का कुछ भी मीनिंग है, मीनिंग नहीं है, मीनिंग मत ढूंढो प्लीज. सूर्यल बोला मीनिंग है, मीनिंग ढूंढने का कोशिश करो. We will not help you. It's complex. The creation is complex, and the appreciation of that creation is also complex. Okay, have I made myself clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were working with a lot of symbolism. We'll be watching a film, you'll realize, okay, phallic symbols of this film which you're going to. अच्छा, pointillism के बारे में तुम लोग already discuss कर चुके हो, so I'll not, discuss pointillism. All of you have basically सही तुमने बोला. I have not written about pop art. I couldn't. Pop art के बारे में भी तुम लोग जो whatever you've written and researched, all that is good. I mean, there's nothing more that I can add. Okay, so I just thought I needed to explain surrealism a little more. So the dream world, जिसे हम लोग बोलते हैं, is basically the subconscious world. Okay, and which needs to be tapped, given free expression.
So this is a film which I will download and then they will watch it.
हाँ, ये बहुत ही 10-12 मिनट का
What I'll
फिल्म
do
है.
is, I will send it across to them and they will watch it at their place.
हाँ, नहीं वो भी हो सकता है. Otherwise we could have discussed, if you have time, so we could have discussed the film also and maybe ask their opinion. हाँ, देख लो तुम. It's your call. Mine. You can switch off the.
Figure it out first to download and then.
नहीं, ये जल्दी डाउनलोड हो जाएगा. I think देख लो एक बार. हाँ.
Let me just see.
हाँ. ये 10 मिनट का है ना.
There are 2 files.
हाँ, वो second file is not important. First file 147 MB वाला जो है, हाँ, वही डाउनलोड कर लो.
Sir, I have a question.
हाँ बोलो.
Sir, दादा ये surrealism painting में composition का मतलब composition को ध्यान में रख के हम लोग
हाँ करते हैं. मतलब that sense of composition may not kind of conform to traditional forms of composition, but they're very aware of compositional elements. They're great artists. Okay.
So other question is, sir, the other day we have discussed about the post-impressionist artist George Seurat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have seen one of his painting, the Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grenade Jette. But sir, that guy is from post-impressionism, but his painting is more showing toward pointillism. So
हाँ, so देखो pointillism वगैरह देखो, the dividing lines are not always so well marked. Okay, sometimes they flow into each other. Sometimes तुम कुछ painting देखोगे, so वो Dadaism है या surrealism है, you'll get confused. A lot of surreal artists actually started their career with Dadaism. Then they became surrealists. Okay, so ऐसा you cannot always figure out the dividing line between different art forms. Okay. So those share, जैसे कि post impressionism Van Gogh आता है. Van Gogh also utilized the elements of pointillism in his many of his paintings. So अभी तुम Van Gogh को post impressionist बोलोगे या pointillist artist बोलोगे. So these kind of intellectual discussions can keep on happening, but when Van Gogh himself is doing it, he's not bothered about these categorizations. Maybe he's influenced by pointillism and he's using, instead of dots, he's using, a little more kind of elongated strokes. But the influence is definitely there.
Okay, one more question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Van Gogh का जो क्या बोलते हैं कि सेल्फ पोर्ट्रेट से वो इम्प्रेशनिस्ट थे या पोस्ट इम्प्रेशनिस्ट थे? क्योंकि like in last class you said that in post impressionism objects are more defined.
Defined in terms of the
structure.
Defined in terms of their contours.
Yeah, the contours.
Impressionism में क्या हो रहा है? Merge हो जा रहा है ना? One color is merging with the other. Pointillism में क्या है? Pointillism, the colors are not merging, they're distinct. The points are distinct. Okay,
Yes,
but
sir.
only when you stand at a distance and look at a pointillist painting, तुम्हें लगता है the colors are merged. Actually, they are not merged. If you go closely and watch a pointillist painting, तुमको महसूस होगा कि वो अलग, जैसे कि वो 2 साल लिया ना वो पेंटिंग, जॉर्ज सूलियट को जो फेमस पेंटिंग है, उसने 2 साल लिया क्योंकि to draw so many dots needs a lot of time. You're not mixing the colors, you're not mixing the pigments, which the impressionists did.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So one quick question.
Yeah.
So like Edgar Degas is from the Impressionist, okay, but when I was watching his series of Ballerina's paintings, but the colors of most of his painting are pastel colors, not like the usual Impressionist painters does, like the vivid colors and then
तो वो देखो सबका अपना अपना स्टाइल भी होता है ना. You belong to a tradition, but you have your अपना स्टाइल. Okay, जैसे कि so called the parallel film movement which started in the late 60s, 70s and went up till 80s. There's so many films which were made under the parallel film movement. They shared a lot of common elements, but each director was distinct and different from the other. So it's like that.
Sir, in questions में like movements के बारे में बात करें तो जैसे कि surrealist literature भी है, उसके बारे में भी लिखना चाहिए क्या?
लिखना चाहिए मतलब या जानना चाहिए. जानना चाहिए. थोड़ा बहुत knowledge.
What I would do is, there is a problem here. I would send the link to them and then
okay.
later on.
ठीक है. No problem.
Yeah. Maybe if they have a question, because one more class is going to be happening next week on the Friday about the left out some importantism. So I would send the link to them. So one more class would be there. So probably I would send them now, and if they have a question, they can ask about it.
So one more question.
Yeah, bolo.
So when I was seeing all the Impressionist paintings, those paintings are mostly balanced, okay, in terms of composition. But the Edgar Degas paintings are almost they are like somebody has done it consciously, unbalanced framing.
हाँ, देखो, even an unbalanced painting is a conscious decision. What looks unbalanced is, ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब उसको पता नहीं है, महसूस है. There's a conscious design. वो जानबूझ के unbalanced किया है. तुम्हें उसीलिए तुम्हें unbalanced लग रहा है. Okay, so there must be a purpose behind it. So I'm not very familiar with Degas paintings, but I'll look up Degas paintings the next couple of days and I'll find out why his paintings look like that. Whatever you're saying about his paintings. Okay. So don't try to straitjacket every movement or straitjacket every artist. How come he's doing this kind of a thing? We thought he's associated with that kind of a thing. ऐसा artist में art की दुनिया में ऐसा नहीं होता है all the time. There's something called free flowing. There's sometimes you want to flirt with some other tradition, some other forms, okay, or unconsciously or subconsciously influenced by another form, even when you're practicing your own form. Okay, so ये चलता रहता है, ये intermingling, ये influences, ये चलता रहता है. Okay, yeah. Somebody, बोलो.
Just a second. Because like when I was comparing,
और लोगों ने भी पूछना है, एक मिनट, अभी और लोगों ने भी पूछना है, आपने भी पूछना है, पूछ लिया. Let some other people ask. Okay.
Sir, I had a doubt. Sir, besides expressionism and surrealism, is there any other art movement which had a direct influence on cinema?
Magic realism, definitely we have already discussed magic realism.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can that.
Surrealism or otherwise realism तो है ही है. देखो, cinema is realistic, predominantly it's realistic.
Right,
realistic art जो paintings होते थे और realism in cinema and realism has survived in cinema, unlike in paintings, especially modern paintings where realism no longer occurs. Okay, in cinema, in the battle between realism and expressionism, formalism falls under. There have been two trends from the very beginning of the birth of cinema. एक है the realist tradition और एक है the expressionist tradition, जिसके under formalism, where you are manipulating the image to create new meanings and all. Okay, in the battle, it was not a conscious. These two strands, these two traditions are not very consciously, done. Okay, and there wasn't any battle as such. But if you look at it, theoretically, we can see two distinct trends. The realist trend stemmed from the inventors Lumiere brothers, 1895. They placed a camera and captured the reality, slice of life in front of train entering a station, workers leaving a factory, etc., etc. Okay, so that was one tradition, was the realist tradition. The other tradition was like the experimental tradition. Experimental with the formalism, जिसे हम लोग बोलते हैं. You can call it expressionism also. जैसे कि उसी टाइम में जब लुमियर ब्रदर्स रियलिस्टिक फिल्म्स बना रहे थे, ओके, जॉर्जेस मेलियस पेरिस में एक फेमस मैजिशियन था, उसने क्या किया, वो मैजिकल फैंटेसी फिल्म्स बनाने लगा. So that was another trend. But so in the battle between these two trends, realism has won over and realism has survived. Okay, and of course it has been occasionally influenced by art movements like Dadaism and Surrealism and Magic Realism and all. Okay, and pop art definitely, and modern and postmodern art. Okay, we'll be talking about postmodern art later. Today we don't have so much of time. What is postmodern? Postmodern approach is an approach where where it's a mix of different styles. Okay, they don't respect. They will not tell you that Shakespeare is greater than a pop artist. So they will mix pop artist along with Shakespeare. दोनों equally important है उसके लिए. उन लोग को they do not believe in the hierarchy of arts. Okay, that is postmodern approach. Okay, so you can say a lot of films like films of Quentin Tarantino, where he is mixing realism with animation. Okay, he's using classical music, he's also using pop music. So it's a mix of different kinds of styles, different kinds of genres, different kinds of approaches. A lot of films are doing that nowadays. Okay, so that is a very postmodern approach. So postmodernism is a approach towards art. I cannot really call it a movement, which has heavily influenced cinema, of course. And cinema itself is very postmodernist in its very basic nature, because cinema is a syncretic art form. It borrows from visual arts, it borrows from music, it borrows from theater, it borrows from performing arts. So it's a hybrid art. It's a mix of different kinds of different art forms. It's a unique art form. Okay, so in its very conception, it is postmodernist.
Okay, fine, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Basically, there are two main movement, as Ranjana has also said, which was one question is already being asked in the cinematography paper last year, which was very intelligent way of asking what is the say for example, right now today we are discussing about the surrealist art form, but they did not ask it. They gave you a painting which belongs to a particular ism, which has a strong influence, which we discussed yesterday, right?
Right.
Today we discuss another movement, which is basically the surrealism. So these are the two major movement which were used in the cinema directly. No, you can say these are the expressionist and these are the surrealistic films. When you look at the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and you look at the Buñuel's film, any of the Buñuel's film, particularly later Buñuel film, some of the films were nominated for Best Foreign Language Oscar, if you have seen that categories. So
Yes,
it was, these are the two major part in terms, but they asked in a very intelligent manner. They did not ask you directly what is the German expressionism. No, they did not ask. They said, okay, first identify this painter. Then if you identify the painter, you identify the ism, and then you talk about that in cinema. So it was a indirect way of asking a question, which is very intelligent, I would say. Same could have been asked about any painting of the surrealist painter, and then they would say how they affected the filmmaking. So since it was asked in the cinematography, and for the direction, they asked about the Lovers Margaret painting, which you would have seen Rene Magritte's painting, The Lover.
Yes.
They asked 2 years back in the direction course. So that was the reason we combined these classes, and one more class we will combine on next Friday or maybe Saturday also, because these movements in art are very important. And since you have really worked hard in terms of finding it out, so you have a much more clarity than the rest of the people who are sitting here, and that's it. So once you start doing a research on something, then it becomes more and more clearer to you. So basically those two movements, so the way they gave the painting and then ask you this thing, that was a very intelligent way of asking the question. Maybe next time they would ask the similar kind of a thing in a direction. See, the permutation and combination remain limited. ऐसे कर लो, ऐसे कर लो, तरीका change हो जाएगा. So, but format would remain same.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All what you have written is very nice, very sharp points. And if you could remember this much in the examination and could reproduce them in a very neat and clean manner, you have a bright chances because this kind of thing would be asked for sure in some way or other. I am hoping only, because there is a limitation always. But particularly MSQ, you need to remember the painters, the which particular art movement they belong.
Yeah, you have to remember a lot of names, huh? Yeah, because they might give you a name and ask you to associate it with a particular movement. Okay, so you need to know kaun sa artist, kaun sa movement se kya associate hai.
Scenario, Ranjan. This time they have a more tougher scenario.
This time, na?
MCQ, there is MSQ in which there will be 2 or 3 answers would be correct. So, say for example, they will give you a painting which belongs to a painter. So they will ask you, okay, this painting belongs to is done by so and so. So you say, okay, yes, this painting is stored in Metropolitan Museum of Art, for example. The third could be this painter belongs to Impressionism. So 3 things combined together in a one particular thing. That's why I'm giving more emphasis on this art movement, because from where you will bring the question. What kind of question can be formulated in the MSQ section? So particularly for these 2 disciplines, there's quite a probability that they will combine 2 or 3 painters, 2 painters at least, I'm hoping. Just I'm widely guessing that could be a possibility. So great. So we are done for today, and you can sign off, and then I'll launch the poll, and that's it. Mark your attendance there.
Thank you, sir.
Again and again, I am saying the same thing. I'm not upset at all. Neither I am going to appear in the exam. You people have to appear in the examination, and only those people would be able to write who are willing to work hard now. And that's it. That I say every time whenever I do the class. People who are not working hard, people who are doing whatever they are doing, at least to me, to us rather, I would say, if you don't come with your homework, then you are not a serious student. As simple as that.